Well, you were attempting to answer, you're saying the majority of issues within relationships stems from men. How so?
And or patriarchal issues.
How so?
So the major issue that I encountered whenever I was in my committed relationship was his lack of ability to express his feelings in a healthy way, and to actively listen, and then put what he heard from me into action in our relationship. And I believe that those issues...
It's always just me. Like, what...
These are my issues.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I guess what I'm going to interject and say is just what I always hear, even on all these panels, which is these problems stem from the patriarchy. They stem from men, right? What's the problem? He doesn't listen to me. He doesn't do what I want. He doesn't listen,
period. He has emotional intelligence issues, which came from his family dynamic, which was impacted by patriarchal structures that we have in our society.
What is emotional intelligence? What is that?
Emotional intelligence is the ability to actively listen and to use empathy on a regular basis.
And why does he need to have high emotional intelligence?
In order to have a relationship.
A healthy relationship. What was your name again?
So my name on there is Summer. That was my first dancer name.
What do you want me to call you? What's
you
your
can
name?
either call me
Just
Summer or Caitlin.
Summer?
Yeah,
Okay.
whichever one is fine.
All right. Summer, I was listening to your story at the beginning of the podcast about what happened with that guy that you were dating and all that, and then I asked the follow-up question what your relationship was like with your father, and you told me now it's good, but before it wasn't so great. You also mentioned the way... I'm going to take this somewhere.
Donated $200. Heavy equipment operator in Alaska, spent the summer building an airport, about $120K for around 5-ish months of work. Potential office job later in career. Surfing for God is a great book, highly suggest.
Dope. That's a great job. Also, thank you for the recommendation, man. I've heard a lot of people recommend it. I'll look into it. So where I was going with this, so a moment ago you said that, patriarchy and men, these are the problems within relationships. Would you say that's accurate?
Yep.
Okay. Can I share with you my take on what your problem may be instead?
Okay.
Okay. I don't think it's rooting in patriarchy or men or any of these things. What I would speculate, based on your relationship with your father and what you described earlier in the podcast about the fact that you have a deep longing for love inside of your heart, like you really, really crave being loved by a man. This is super common in women who haven't had, all women want to, generally speaking, all women want to be deeply loved by a man, as long as they're straight, right? Women who have father wounds tend to not have how can I put this? Like the craving is deeper. It's almost like they'll do anything to fill that hole within them that their father left, right? Women who have really healthy relationships with their fathers typically don't put up with bad behavior from men or men who don't treat them properly. One of the patterns that I've noticed in women who have daddy issues is that they'll go for men who don't treat them very well. And it's ironic because a lot of women with daddy issues, they'll be pursued by good guys, but they almost have this like subconscious desire to act out their drama with their daddy in their mind, and they'll end up with guys that treat them like crap instead, because it's almost like, well, he's treating me bad and my dad treated me bad, and I want to see if I can try and secure this man's love, right? This is a pattern that I've noticed in women. What you were describing in your relationship with that guy is you pushed really hard to try and secure his love and his commitment and all of these things, right? Yeah, like you were all in within that first month, right?
We had conversations that kind of pushed me to be all in. So like it wasn't just me
right.
jumping in.
He told you like he was super into you.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
right. Now, okay, so about that, let me ask you this. How much of that do you think was legit, and how much of that do you think was to get in your pants?
Don't know.
And a lot of women find themselves in that position. They don't know. See, this is the thing, and Brian's made this point many times on the show, and it's a fantastic point. A lot of men will say whatever it takes to get into a woman's pants. There's a lot of dudes out there that will just like lie and manipulate so that they can get some pussy.
He was
Okay.
already in my pants whenever, all this stuff started. So I'm not sure. Like, he didn't have to do all the extra stuff to remain in my pants,
Right.
to be honest.
Okay, so how much of what he was expressing to you, hold on, how much of what he was expressing to you do you think was legit?
If I just have his actions in the way that he treated me, I would say it was very legit. Now, if he had, if he was very thorough in his actions in manipulating me, I mean, he could have been manipulating me, but I don't know. There's no way that I
Right.
can read his mind.
Right, okay.
Um,
Can I offer you a piece of advice? Because I'm sure you're probably heartbroken after how all of that went down.
You can offer it,
Okay. The piece of advice that I want to offer you is, and it's hard because with the unique wounding that you have from, your relationship with your father and just your life experience and whatever, don't offer yourself and your heart so quickly to a man, even if you really like him.
My therapist said the same thing.
It's-
I
it's-
can't even lie.
It's important. A lot of women make this mistake. A lot of women will give themselves fully to a man right off the bat, regardless of whether or not he deserves it.
Yes.
And what I can tell you as a man is it's very satisfying. If there's a girl that I really like, it's very satisfying for me to have to pursue her and to work to earn her heart and to then earn it.
Yeah.
Okay? But when a woman gives herself immediately, all of herself to a man, there's a lot of guys out there that will take advantage of that. And I see a lot of girls get hurt as a result of this.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're absolutely right, honestly. But I don't think I was wrong in wanting to be loved. And
You weren't. You weren't.
acting in a way that,
I
that represented that.
don't think you were wrong at all in wanting to be loved. What I would say where you went wrong is giving yourself fully to a man who didn't deserve you fully.
I should have set boundaries with myself.
Yeah.
better. Absolutely.
I
agree.
I would say you also should have made him work for your love a little bit harder,
I'm 19,
I know.
I'm just a girl.
We live and we learn.
Yeah.
But it's a common mistake that I see women make, and it sucks because it leaves a lot of women super heartbroken after the fact.
It does, yeah.